controversy about IC814 Hijack, the Netflix series, is, I would say, is founded on facts, because the series certainly does not have too many facts, and the way they have depicted things clearly undermines the role played by different characters during the hijack. I covered the hijack, as an investigative journalist. Also wrote a best-selling book, IC814 Hijack: The Inside Story. And I can tell you, we spoke to the crew, the passengers, officials who were there on the ground in Kandahar, who went to negotiate, and certainly the facts clearly have not been well documented. I think that rightfully so, it's upset so many people, because obviously, one, the names of the hijackers, they had names which were there. They came from terror groups and they were terrorists. There is no two way about it. And any attempt to try to portray them as humans, or they had a human face, the passengers or the crew were sympathetic to them, is completely untrue and is not factual. The other thing, I would say, is that the series tries to whitewash Pakistan's spy agency ISI's role. I clearly pointed out, based on research, speaking to sources who were very credible, and continue to maintain that this was a plot hatched by ISI, started from Nepal. One of its key diplomats was involved in this, and obviously Taliban also had a role in it, because that's the reason why they took the aircraft to Kandahar, and clearly they were facilitated. And obviously after they were released, they were in some ways they celebrated the fact that the Indian government had to bow down and release three dreaded terrorists. And I know that the INB ministry has summoned the head of Netflix India about this web series. I would say it does. I've seen some parts of it. I think it does glorify. They could have shown them as brutal terrorists. They tried to humanize them, that they have a human face. They kept on telling in the series that we are not going to harm you, that we are not opposed to you, something like that. I think this is completely untrue, speaking to a lot of passengers, and also I would say undermines the pain and the trauma that these passengers, the crew members went through, and the difficult decision that the government of the day and the officials had on securing the release of these hostages. So I would say that, if you ask me, this has been done in a very shoddy manner. Even the the scenes that have been shot, the depiction of the aircraft. I've been an aviation journalist as well. That's very poor, and poor editing as well. A lot of errors in terms of how they depict the crisis management group meetings, how they depict the role of different characters, be it the foreign minister Jaswant Singh who was there, or the other members of the crisis management group, including Mr. Doval, who's now the national security advisor. I think their role has also been undermined and also been depicted in poor light, because they were taking this negotiation in utmost seriousness. There was no flimsy behavior, also because there was lives at stake and India's prestige was at stake. So I think this is something which has come out in a very negative light, and I hope corrective measures will be taken, because this is not only showing hijackers as glorifying them, also undermining the role played by Pakistan, which has been the main culprit behind it, and the Islamic terrorism, because that's the backbone of this entire thing. So I would say that this has been a setback of sorts. And obviously, while creative freedom is all right, but you cannot twist facts. And in this case, facts has been twisted. Or also, another controversy has depicted on the alliances. Well, they used certain alliances, but obviously that was done deliberately. What was the correct way was to put their actual names, which was there all across as part of the series. Why wasn't that done? That really baffles me. using aliases and not actual names also undermines the credibility of this entire series, and also the fact that there may be some reason they had why they haven't done it. And one of the key questions, the role of Taliban. Yes, I of a firm opinion that Taliban were complicit in this hijack. They played a role in this. It was a part of a conspiracy hatched by the ISI. It was a part of the Islamic terror plot. There were a lot of foreign hostages on board, including American hostages. The series hasn't brought to light, what they went through. So certainly, this was a incident which shook the world, because this was an incident of a terrorism of a worst kind, which is being condoned in some ways because of the series. And I think you would see even the role of the Taliban's then foreign minister, Mr. Muttawakil. He played, his role has come out to be as one savior of Indian hostages, which wasn't the case. The negotiating team obviously told me that that wasn't the case. He was being difficult. He obviously played the role of a mediator, but they extracted a heavy price. And even the storming operation, India wanted to storm the aircraft, but they threatened them. So the role of Taliban is also being shown in this series in good light, but that's not true. I would say this is a shoddy piece of twisted facts, and based on a lot of half-truths. I think while creative freedom should be respected, but facts cannot be misconstrued, or nobody, I would say the Pakistani ISI or the Islamic terrorists cannot be given a clean chit by anyone in the garb of creative freedom.